This is going to be a match breakdown of the strongest wrestler I have ever faced. This wrestler is a Division I national qualifier from the Citadel, later on wrestled for the University of Pittsburgh. His name is Dejan. So let's get right into the match. So this match is at the Southern Scuffle, one of the biggest tournaments in the country at the Division I level. Starts off with heavy hand fighting. One thing you'll notice is anytime he clears my tie-ups, my hands drop. So check that out again. Let's rewind real quick. We're in the tie-up. Dejan clears, my hand drops. I protect my legs. Never be afraid to down block when they fake. You need to react to your opponent's fakes and their shots. Another thing you'll notice, front headlock defense. Super big thing with front headlock defense. Let me rewind a little bit. You've got to control the tricep, right? If you look right here, my right arm is controlling that tricep. But the one thing I didn't do very good when getting up from this front headlock is I left space between my tricep and my lat, which allowed Dejan to get that deep underhook. When you're recovering from a front headlock, you want to grab the tricep of the arm that has your chin, but you want to keep your elbow close to your side to prevent underhooks from happening. I had good head position there. As you can see, head is in his shoulder. That way, he couldn't really dig that deep. I then fake to try and get out of that position, and we reset here. He did a great job of faking when I tried to fix my headgear. Anytime someone's messing with their headgear, go at them. That's their fault. We're just in a clinch here, trying to build up pressure and release that pressure. I sprawl, hustle the corner, control the leg, and it slips free. So I obviously did a very poor job of two things. One, you gotta control the leg. You feel your partner kicking his leg free, you've gotta grab onto that thing and make sure he can't slip his leg free. Second, once my opponent got his leg free, I wasn't ready to continue to wrestle. I just was standing there, not ready for his attack, and he was able to get that takedown on me. So if we look at this again, my partner shoots, I break free, hustle the corner, and he just slips his leg free, hits my head a couple times, and then shoots right in. And we're near the out of bounds here. Not much escaping you can do, just looking for a fresh start. I like to keep their head down. I know it's a little detail there, but anytime someone takes me down, I want to keep them low on my legs. So my right arm was actually stuffing his head down to prevent him from just jumping on top of me. A lot of times this will cause them to get frustrated and jump on top of you, and then you can kick free. So I always stuff my opponent down towards my ankles when they finish their takedowns on me. But yeah, we get a fresh start here. And what you're going to notice is that little, how he slipped his leg free there, this happens like multiple times throughout this match where I'm about to get these takedowns, I'm in on these attacks, and I can't get the 2 points. Partner starts on the right. I always shift like that. He kind of let me go here, but anytime the whistle blows, my movement off the bottom is shift to the direction they're in. So if they're on the right side, my hands, my feet go to the right. That was not a great time to shoot. Anytime your partner clubs you hard in the head and you feel like you're falling over, definitely do not shoot. Look at how good that was, though. On my opponent's part here, right? He stopped my shot, dropped off to a high crotch, immediately gets to his feet. If you want to finish against the best guys in the country, getting to your feet and finishing on your feet makes all the difference. Now, he just makes a poor job of not stopping the momentum here. You're going to notice he's going to slam me to the floor, but doesn't do a good job of sprawling his hips out, and I'm able to roll him over. He has a lot of power, a lot of strength, but you've got to be able to stop your momentum when you're throwing somebody or slamming somebody on the floor, or you're going to get rolled over. A little bit of a scramble position here. When I'm here, it's a weird position, but I'm trying to come out the back door. I'm trying to sit my hips through and get my body upright here, posting my left hand and attacking that ankle there. This is a position where I definitely should score from. I'm pushing back. I should try to get him to his left shoulder. He's posting his left hand to keep height. I should be putting way more pressure into him, into that left arm, and elevating his leg much more. What you're going to notice is he's going to be able to slip his leg free and get out of that position. Again, let's rewind that just one more time. A little bit more. Okay, so I have his ankle hooked. I'm pressuring in, but I just have too much pressure on his legs and not enough on his upper body. And he's able to slip his leg free, throw me over, and now we're in another scramble position. Again, this is another example of the crazy strength this guy had to just, I had his ankle hooked. He was on his hip. He was able to slip his ankle free and just throw me over top of him. And I think this ends up being a stalemate position here. He's trying to Turk my bottom leg. I'm trying to stalemate the position. It's hard to finish. That was a big mistake on his part. I don't end up finishing this takedown, but like, he should have just kept that leg Turk there, or the hand Turk. So his left hand should have just stayed there in between my legs, but he let goes and tries something kind of not smart. All right, I control that leg, try to bring him back in bounds. Again, I should have finished this again, right? You get to these good positions, you should be finishing these. I do a great job of bringing him back in center, but I do not do a good job at the finishing of the takedown, right? Look at how I dive on top of him there. I sweep his leg, he falls to the mat. I try to dive on him. You do not want to dive on somebody. You don't want to fall with them. We fell together pretty much, and I lose that takedown. When you have a single leg or a leg in the air and you're sweeping for the finish, you want them to fall first and then you to cover. You want more control of the takedown, not just falling with your opponent and allowing them to scramble out of the takedown. So again, third time, I'm in on those legs, I'm about to finish, and I don't. My feet are kind of heavy when I wrestle. I wish I moved my feet a little bit more. I think I would have had more success when I wrestled if I moved my feet a little bit more. But I was very heavy-footed. A lot of people get to my legs. First period's over, 2-1. I choose bottom. Again, I want you guys to notice he's lining up on the right side. Where does my body shift to? My hands shift to the right. Even my toes, they're going to shift and point to the right direction so I can do my tripod stand-up. My toes look in. I start sliding that. Look how I slide that knee. That's a very big detail that I actually need to make another bottom video and explain that more. But watch my right knee as it slides underneath my chest. Slide. And then I'm able to come up to my feet. I don't do a good job of staying kind of low enough because obviously able to just pick me up and slam me on the floor there. Almost gave up back points too, and you'll see in a second, I do give up back points. I got double boots thrown on me. All I'm doing with that foot is just trying to keep my chest forward. I'm not trying to reverse him there. I was just trying to keep my chest forward because when people have double boots, they're trying to extend you. They're trying to get you either flat in your stomach or pull you backwards. So I want to stay up in a curled position or in a tight ball. I try to hip them down. I try to swim from here, and I do get out, but I give up some back points. The reason why I gave up some back points trying this reversal, called a swim, is you got to have height when you hit a swim. You got to be up tall and just throw the person down to the mat. I'm just trying to kind of push the pace on them, but if you go to my leg reversal video and you want to work on your swims, you'll notice I talk about having height, and I just didn't. I was already kind of giving up back points and then trying to swim out of it. Now we're in another position, right? Like, let's actually rewind that real quick. Look at how a mistake on this guy's part is we're right near the out of bounds. He could just literally move his hand backwards and go out of bounds. Instead, see his hand, like see how close we're at out of bounds? He can, I feel like he can easily get out of bounds in this situation. But he's trying to, look at his forehead. All I do is shift it over a little bit. But he tries to keep scrambling. I put weight on that leg. I'm elevating this bottom leg. And this is what I mean by the strength thing. His arms were so strong, and anybody else that I would have this position on them, when I lift their leg up, they would fall to their right shoulder in this case. But he's able to keep that post. Look, he's doing like that's a one-arm post, but that's like my body weight on top of his body weight, and he's holding it up with that one arm. Right now, what I'm trying to do with his foot is elevate his bottom foot on his hip, and then I'm going to try to Turk his top leg. So I'm going to try to take my right leg and step over his left leg in this case. You're going to see the ref call potentially dangerous, though, which I don't think is the case in this scenario. I think I've never really seen it called potentially dangerous in this scenario, but they're going to call potential. They say his bottom knee is kind of tweaked a little bit too much. But normally if I just take my right leg and hook his top leg there, I would have been able to get some back points and get the takedown. But again, another scenario where I'm about to get the takedown and I don't. I mess up. Can't get it done. But I get back in my stance. All right, I can tell he's a little tired, but I always push the pace, try to get people as tired as possible. And I'm just as tired as him. It's just a lot of times like a mental thing. I've got a great collar tie. He's got an over tie. Perfect time to shoot. But if you're going to notice, so I love the tie-up I had. I had a collar tie. He had an over tie. Love that tie-up. Even look at my hand in between my legs. It has what's called a reverse grip, which makes it so if I shoot, he can't down block with that hand because I have inside control because my fingers or my hands on the inside versus an outside grip. Now, the one thing I didn't have, though, is I didn't have enough pressure here. He wasn't pushing into me, so when I shot, it was very easy for him to defend. I do a good job of recovering back up, trying to control that tricep a little bit. There's short time left, though. I don't think there's much that happens in the last 10 or so seconds here. Try to go up to an underhook position and just continue to try to hand fight to my tie-up, staying in a good stance. And now it's time for third period. It's his choice. He chooses neutral because I can't finish a takedown to save my life on him. And he kind of messes himself up here at the very end. I'm hand fighting. I got one takedown to tie it up. I definitely feel like I can do that. I got my head pinch position, nice foot sweep. He reattacks, though. He's right in there. Really good wrestling there. He had some great reattacks where I shot, I was down, he came back and onto my legs. Just trying to scooch the corner. Here's one of my favorite scramble positions here. I'll pause it just for a second. I learned this position from Jay Jaggers, who's one of the coaches at Ohio State. You try to essentially crotch lift him. If that doesn't work, I'm going to dive for a far ankle scramble here. Try to control the leg. Again, I slip out. He pulls me up, and then he throws himself on his back and pins himself. And that's John Smith in the back, just hanging out, watching the end of the match. So, yeah, that was the strongest guy I ever wrestled. Another one that was up there, which I think during this tournament I actually wrestled him, was Chance Marsteller. Another crazy strong athlete I wrestled. But I hope you guys enjoyed this match review, and I'll see you guys in future videos.